Well, hey guys, welcome back. Alright, while y'all are watching this video this weekend, I'm working with Jeff Williams and Frank from Exploring Abandoned Mines on our big collaboration. So this weekend, and in the coming weekends, I got something fun that I put together for you. What we're working on here is, we're going to dive back into the archives, and I'm going to chase down some of the most dangerous things that I've ever done, as well as some of the most dangerous footage over the past 3 years. Speaking of over the past 3 years, going back to February 26th, yes, it has now been 3 years that Abandoned and Forgotten Places has been on YouTube, and what a 3 years it has been. And that leads up to, technically today, with a special announcement, and that is, guys, the channel has reached 150,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. I just am so thankful to all of you. I'm really happy that you're enjoying the content. I'm really happy that you're enjoying the channel. I'm having as much fun making it as you guys are watching it, and I look forward to propelling it once again and raising the bar one more time as we move forward into the future. And let me tell you how I'm going to do that. Now, over the last what was it, 2-3 months, I've been talking to you guys about the brand new drone. Well, guess what? There it is. The channel has finally raised enough funds to be able to purchase the Mavic 3 Cine. That's right, this is DJI's flagship drone, and it is going to drastically improve the cinematography of the channel. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Now, guys, I really want to thank all of you who helped, build up the money to be able so the channel can afford this drone. I've said all along, all the money that comes into the channel goes right back into the channel, and that's why we've been able to propel things forward as fast as we have over the last 3 years. So I thank all of you who have put money into the tip jar, purchased merchandise on the channel's Teespring website, purchased rock samples via eBay, and a special thank goes out to our super contributors of the channel. You know who you are. I can't thank you enough, and I'm looking forward to someday looking you in the eye and shaking your hand, because you, my dear friend, really help shoot the channel in a forward direction quickly. So yeah, what are we doing here? Okay, so I want to start things off this weekend, like I said, with the channel's most dangerous moments. Now, we're going to begin things with bad air. A lot of you have asked me over time, have you ever encountered bad air? Do you wear oxygen monitors into these mines? As a matter of fact, yes, I do. I carry an oxygen monitor. I carry a hydrogen sulfide gas monitor, okay? But it's been very rare that I have ever encountered that in these abandoned mines. And the reason why is I don't usually get as deep, okay, where the bad air is, but sometimes you run into an anomaly. And what I'm about to show you here is one of those anomalies. Sometimes when you get into an abandoned mine, you get into a lot of rotted wood or a lot of steel that's rusting and corroding. Well, that process takes up oxygen. So even though you're not really deep into a mine, you could be at one of the first or second levels, run into a big pile of steel and debris that's rusting and corroding, using up the oxygen in that part of the mine, and bingo, you've just run into a bubble of bad air. Here, let me show you. I don't think anybody's been in this mine for a while, folks. What do we have here? Aha! What is this? Barrels. The question is, barrels of what? Let's look up in here. Well, that one's empty.
That one there is clearly an old carbide tin. This one probably was too. And, ooh. That barrel smells like it's filled with, look right here. Oh. Yeah. Okay, what do we have? 19.5. Whatever is coming out of them barrels. We got this bad air. All right, let's revisit. We'll revisit those barrels in a moment. Let's see what we have down here. Whatever was in those barrels was soaking up the oxygen, folks. And that is the end of the mine. The back of the face. Okay. Back to the barrels. What in the world? That one sounds like it's empty. I'm going to keep knocking on the rest of these. That one's... Give me just a second, folks. I got to set the camera down here for a moment. Or at least move it to my other hand. That's empty. So what do you suppose was causing the bad air in this little pocket? I want to see what's inside that barrel. Oh, gross. Well, whatever is in there, my O2 meter doesn't like it. Okay. Okay. Let's get out of here.
You know, chances are what was going on in that circumstance right there was that barrel was half filled with condensate water, okay? As the mine heats and cools through the summer, condensation forms on the walls of that barrel. It fills up the barrel to a certain level. Then animals go in there, they try to take a drink, and they end up getting trapped. So I think what was going on there, and that's why that episode was called Barrels of Death and Rot, I think what we had going on there was a barrel that was filled with many, many, many hundreds of dead mice. Okay, this next one for you. A lot of you ask me, do you ever run into unexploded dynamite in mines? And oh yes, absolutely. I have seen my fair share of unexploded dynamite over the last 3 years. But this episode right here takes the cake when I found 2 full cases of unexploded dynamite. Here, take a look. There we go. What do we have here? Oh, look here, folks. We've got 2 cases. 2 cases of dynamite right there. And let me look under the... Oh yeah, you can see them all stacked in there. Still nice and neat. Yep. Well, we're not going to be rifling through that. No, sir. And we have a compressor tank. What do you say we take one more look at 2 cases of dynamite there.
Oh goodness, they are all sweaty and crystalline. Here. Yeah, I really want to lift up on the lip of that cardboard there, but probably a good idea not to, huh? All right. The other thing about this mine is that I'm really impressed with is the how well preserved the wood is. Like this ore chute here. Take a look at that. I mean, we're at the 350 foot level, and the wood down here looks as if it was installed yesterday. Let me get a good shot at this for you. Yeah, and there's dynamite fuse laying all over the place. That's probably some that fell from up above and wait a sec. Oh boy. Oh, we've got 6, 7 sticks of dynamite in that coffee can right there. Let me get past this real quick here. Moving on. And those, folks, are some of the dangers of abandoned mines. I'm going to take a break a second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, wasn't that something? All right, so I took a break a moment, took a drink of water. We've been down here for quite a while now, and I have something I want to show you. You know, that we got lucky. That dynamite was right out in the open for all to see, but that's not what always concerns me down in these abandoned mines. Let me show you. I found something else over here. Take a look at this. This right here. This is what's dangerous in abandoned mines. See, you've got a piece of unexploded dynamite right there. All right, now, if you were, say, walking along, and if there was a rock on top of that, and you stepped on top of the rock and forced the rock into the dynamite, that's going to be a problem. That's going to take off a toe or a foot or part of your leg or whatnot. So it's not so much the stuff that's out in the open that you can see. It's the stuff that's hiding underneath this waste rock. Stuff like that in the mine. Now there, in that second clip, see how I found that coffee can tucked in behind that board in that ore chute? Those are the kinds of unexpected dangers that are in these abandoned mines, as well as that piece of dynamite on the floor. You just never know what's hiding under the debris or behind a board, or in that case right in behind or tucked up in an ore chute. You just never know. These places are incredibly dangerous, and without getting into all of the specifics on is unexploded dynamite danger, is it dangerous to varying degrees and so on and so forth, it's just always best just to say unexploded dynamite is dangerous, period. Stay away from it. Don't touch it. Don't play with it. Don't handle it. Okay? Period. All right, guys, this next clip. So this is back when I was working with Frank, and we got ourselves into what we ended up calling the landslide mine, because the stopes in this mine were so huge, so massive, that eventually over the years they just collapsed under the weight of the hanging wall, and the whole place fell apart. Well, as we entered this mine, the very first stope, what the miners had done is they had lined all of these boards and all of this debris over the top of stalls to protect the underlying rail system, okay? And what all these boards and debris is called is cut and fill. Okay, but in this case, like I said, it was used to protect the rail underneath. Now, when Frank and I
entered into this mine. Well, Frank does what he always does. He just goes, and he just, you know, goes right in there. But in my brain, what I was thinking was, I had no idea what is underneath this false floor. I mean, the passage could have went on another few hundred feet. There could have been hidden winzes under there. There could have been a hidden decline shaft. You don't know. I mean, you could break through this wood, and the next thing you know, you're going for 100-foot, 200-foot ride into the bottom. So, needless to say, this was a pretty scary situation. Take a look.
Look at the size of this room, guys. Isn't that something?
It's big.
Unbelievable. Those stalls are 12, 16, 18 inches in diameter, and all of them are probably, I don't know, 10 feet, 12 feet tall, going up there. All right, let's see if we can meet up with Frank way down in there. Okay, guys, now it's my turn to go across all this old cut and fill. This is just incredibly sketchy here. Gonna go real slow, take it real easy. And you gotta understand, I'm holding the camera too while I'm doing this. Wow. Okay, now. I think if I'm real careful, I can walk down here like that and cross right here. There we go. I really apologize if I'm not pointing the camera entirely in the right direction because I'm watching my feet. Oh.
It's only about 5 feet to fall.
Yeah.
It's pretty much solid sticks here.
Frank, this is the epitome of ballsy, man. You telling me? Okay.
This is just a little thing they built to protect the railway from falling off on the scope. It's only partially collapsed.
Here, man. Here. Now, guys, this is kind of what I'm talking about here. Yeah.
So this is built to protect the railway.
Okay. What do we have?
So what'd you think of that? Yeah, pretty sketchy, huh? I mean, I had no idea what could potentially be underneath all of that wooden debris, you know. But, you know, it didn't seem to matter to Frank. He just scooted right on over it and got on the other side. You know, I gotta tell you guys, working with Frank, it's more than just an adventure. It's an experience, okay? He is a lot of fun to work with, I gotta tell you. And him and I became good friends ever since we did our collab a few years back. And we chat all the time. And I do my best to, you know, try to help him out and put him onto some good locations. But it's a good team, you know, working relationship slash friendship. And that's why right about now, while you guys are watching that, I'm sure I'm experiencing a good dose of Frank Schlichting from exploring abandoned mines in some mines somewhere deep in the Nevada desert. Okay, this next one here, let me tell you a little bit about it. Now, I thought the day was going to be nice and easy. I was going to go into this and explore this at it, and I got in there, and all of a sudden I started hearing rock fall. Well, I'm here to tell you, as an abandoned mine explorer, that's the last thing that you want to hear when you're in an abandoned mine is rockfall, because that could potentially be the trigger noises or an alert to a larger collapse, okay? And the second that I started hearing this rockfall, well, when that happens, you've got seconds to react. So I flipped around, made it a step or two. I stumbled up over my own feet trying to get the heck out of there, and got back up, worked my way back out of the adit. Okay, and then once I kind of like recomposed myself, I started thinking about what may have potentially happened. Well, here's what I think really happened. I think that there was a critter up in that mine, probably a large one, maybe even a mountain lion. It's quite possible. Could have been a bobcat, could have been a small, but anyways, I spooked it. And it ran right up an ore pass, and when it did, it kicked a whole bunch of rocks, loose rocks along the way, and that's what I heard falling back down into the adit. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys, you ask me, you know, do you ever encounter critters in these mines, or what kind of critters have you seen over the years? Well, I've put together a few clips here talking about critters and the various animals and or proof of animals that I've found in these abandoned mines. Okay, here, take a look.
So right now we're working our way through a bunch of granite country rock.